Dump trucks, dump trailers, dump inserts. What's the best thing for you guys? Stick around because that's what we're going to talk about today. Well, good morning everybody and welcome back to Allen Family Firewood. We're going to be splitting some wood today, but first we're going to be talking about dump trucks, dump trailers, and dump inserts. A little bit about all of them, what's the best way to go, and I'm going to be the one doing the talking instead of Karen because she don't know the first thing about dump trucks, dump trailers, or dump inserts. So, and she said she doesn't want to learn either, so you're stuck with me. How's that? Well, you don't see a dump truck sitting here in our woodyard, do you? Well, there's a reason for that. I've had them over the years, I've had 3-cord trucks. I've had 1-tons. And dump trucks are great. They really are. You can't go wrong with one. It's always sitting in the wood yard. They handle the weight, no problem. You get a call, you go load the truck up, and away you go. They always tip whatever you got in them. They really are a slick rig. But like anything else, there's downfalls. There's pluses and there's negatives to everything. And there's not a lot of pluses to having a dump truck other than the convenience side of it. And that they'll usually dump pretty much anything you want to put in them. So I guess I'm going to talk more about the negative side of having dump trucks. Because I don't have one, so yeah, I can do that. Like I said before, I've had all those trucks before. Big ones, small ones. They come with a truck payment usually, you guys. We don't make a lot of money in the wood business, as you guys probably already know. So having a big truck payment, yeah, that's no fun. But even if you buy a used one, well, you've still got to register it. You've got to insure it. And the biggest one is you got to do the maintenance on it. Maintenance on dump trucks can be pretty extensive. If you're like me and you don't turn wrenches, it's probably not for you. They're just a handful to have around because a lot of times in this business, you're not using them all year. You might only use them for 3 or 4 months out of the year. Well, like anything else, if you let it sit for 6, 7 months and you go and hop in it and think you're just going to go, think again. It's probably not going to work well for you. And that's why we don't have a dump truck here in the wood yard. I don't want the added expense, the added maintenance, or worrying about keeping it going. But you do see lots and lots of dump trailers around. There's the N&N one we have, the 14-footer, and I've got the little black one that I started out with over there that's kind of a 1-cord trailer. They're just handy to have. Cost-wise, you can buy a new dump insert for a lot less than you're going to buy a dump truck. And they can just sit. You don't have to insure a dump trailer. But you do have to register it. Last I checked, registration on a trailer is pretty inexpensive. Usually under $100 for a couple years. Unlike a dump truck, those can get expensive. There is maintenance on a dump trailer, but a lot less than on a dump truck because they don't have an engine. They've got an axle. That's really the only moving part other than the hydraulic pump that goes in the front of your dump trailer. But I don't know, they just seem to work. When you need it, it's always sitting here in the yard. You can get them in different sizes, different weight capacities to handle whatever's going to work for you. Because all of us wood guys, we're not all the same. We all have different sized operations. Some people might do 20 cord a year. Some people might do 2,000 cord a year. If you're doing 2,000 cord, you probably want that 4-cord truck because you're going to be doing big deliveries. The dump trailers have always worked for us, and they still will keep working for us. But we've recently swapped and gotten a dump insert. I've never had one before, so I am learning all about these things. I'm kind of liking them more than the dump trailers. The cost, for one. You can buy a brand new dump insert. Not that this is new. This was a rusty old piece of junk that I got for $1,200, but I put more into that than what I paid for it by double at least. But now we've got something that's usable. I think I looked online, you can buy a brand new dump insert for all installed for less than $5,000. I'm not sure you're going to find a brand new dump trailer for under $5,000 unless it's really tiny. But maybe I'm wrong. There probably is some out there. With the dump insert, I don't have to register that because it's sitting in my truck. I don't have to insure it because it's sitting in my truck. I don't have to replace the tires on it. I will on my truck eventually, but it's just sitting in my truck. There is a disadvantage to it though. I can't haul 3 or 4 cord on it. And unlike the 7x14 trailer, I can put 2 cord of green oak on that thing and take it down the road. Not going to do it with that. About a cord is all we're going to get in that. The other day we had a cord of pine, and I think she just showed you some clips of that. But that was pushing the limit on this thing. It's really, really heavy, I guess is what I want to say. My welder guy knows how I am and knows that he has to build things like extra strong. He calls it fill-proofing it because, well, anybody that's been watching knows that I bust everything that I get my hands on. So he didn't want me to break this because he didn't want to have to fix it. So he built it really, really rugged. And rugged things are very heavy. I think a store-bought, factory, brand new dump insert probably weighs around 600 to 700 pounds, I think. And then you can add some wooden sides on it. My recommendation, if that's the route you wanted to go as a dump insert, would be to put wooden sides on it, not these great big heavy sides, because I'm learning. Yeah, this is rugged. It's not going to bend, it's not going to give. But we weighed that when we set it in the truck because he had a set of scales to hang from the crane. And that insert is 1,400 pounds. Yeah, 1,400 pounds. That's heavy. That's a lot of weight to carry around unloaded. Now, when you add in a cord of pine, I don't know what a cord of pine weighs. I'm going to guess 2,500 pounds. I could be way off, but it seemed because I had it piled up so high, it was rounded up on the top. Going down the road, the whole truck was doing this the entire time. And the thought process by having a dump insert was Karen could go do deliveries. I can't send her down the road with a cord of pine with that and the truck doing this. She doesn't have the time in a vehicle driving heavy loads, and I'm just not going to do it yet. This is where the part where I'm still learning, you guys. When we set that in, my trailer hitch dropped probably 5 inches. And I said, well, that isn't good. So I did go to the spring shop and I set an appointment up, and I'm going next week to get more springs. I think they're going to put in 3. He said 2 should probably do it, but if I added 3, it would be overkill. I tend to overload things. It's bred into me. That's what I do. So we're going to put 3 springs in it, and that's not a cheap date either. I think that was $1,600 to add 3 springs to this truck. But it's going to handle the weight then, or at least it'll look like it's handling the weight better. An axle's an axle, right, you guys? I mean, they're only good for so much weight. But there's advantages and disadvantages to all of these. And it really matters, like I said before, the size of your wood operation as to what you need to custom fit what you should have. I could do everything with just a pickup. And a lot of you probably do, and that's how I started out. You hand bomb it in the back of a pickup, you go deliver it, and you hand bomb it off. Or you put it on hand toss it on a trailer, and then you hand chuck it off. We all started somewhere, but that's the process, is you work your way up. Because the less time you spend doing those things lets you be more profitable in your business, because you can be here splitting wood or cutting wood and making more wood instead of doing stuff like that. So yeah, you got to spend a little bit of money, but it's going to pay you back in the long run. And that's what a business is. It's all about the long-term gains that you can make. I don't really have much else that I can think of with the dump trucks, dump trailers, and dump inserts, but they all, like I said, they all work, and I'm not going to get rid of my dump trailers. And I don't believe I'm going to get rid of my dump insert. I think it's a good fit for what we do, because we do a lot. Probably 40% of our deliveries are half-cord deliveries. That is where that is really going to shine, because Karen can go out and go do the deliveries. But that's enough about that. We've been right in production mode, you guys. Banging out the hardwood. I had bought 2 triaxle loads of ash and maple that were cut last winter. It's been sitting on the ground at a fella in town. We've already gotten 1 done this week, all cut and split. And I think she's going to show you another clip of the second load that just showed up yesterday. The corral's empty. I don't know if I'm going to get to cutting, because I've got maybe a cord left in the hopper over there, and then I'm going to have to jump over to cutting. But Karen's going to be on the stacking side of things while I do the splitting. But we're wasting time sitting here yapping. We got wood to split. Let's go.
finished that pallet over at the big dump trailer. Came over here to stack the bundle grade and got a call in the meantime. A guy wanting a cord of our bulk pine. And we looked, we've only got 3/4 of a cord left. So he said he'd take it. I'm gonna have to shut Phil down and we'll go get that loaded in the dump insert and get it delivered.
That gonna work for you?
Yeah, perfect.
Nice and dry?
That's nice.
It's the end of it.
So we just got back from that delivery. We don't like making our customers wait. When they call, we try and get that wood right out to them. Nobody likes to wait. And speaking of waiting, we're sitting here staring at the greenhouse, and we put that ash in there, I think like 3 weeks ago. I think I had told you guys that we'd do moisture readings every week, and we haven't. So there's no point in making you wait any longer. Let's go in, grab 3 or 4 sticks. We'll go over to the axis and pop them open and check what the moisture was, because I think it was between 28% and 38% is what it was reading when we put it in. So let's go see what that looks like. Yeah, numbers are good in here. That's not so bad. And the fans aren't running. Let's pick a piece out of the middle here. There we go. Alright, so there's one. There's 2. We'll go down here and... oh heck, let's just grab one right on the top. Why not? There we go. We got 3 pieces. Let's go over to the axis. Oh, I better grab that moisture meter thingy. Alright, let's check and see what these are. Check. That can't be right. says it's over limit. Huh. How's the outside? Now the outside says it's 25%. This is that piece that was out on the top. Let's check that. 30%. %, 31. Well, all right, that's 3 weeks in the greenhouse. Granted, the fan hasn't been running all the time, but definitely not ready to sell yet. So, I don't know. I don't think that ash is, like they say, it's cut it down and burn it. But I know there's a bunch of sayings with it, but that's not what I'm going to sell out. I still got to take and I've got a pallet over there that Karen was stacking earlier. We got to bring that up on the top side, and by bringing that up, we'll show you what we've been up to all week, because there's quite a bit of wood stacked up there. But if she swings the camera around, comes over here, I don't know if they can see it or not, but there's 3 pallets down there that are all bundle grade ash. I don't know what we need bundle grade hardwood for, because we don't really do hardwood bundles, but we're setting them aside because it's easy enough to do. But I'm going to go get the tractor and we'll get things fired up, bring this up top side and show you what's up there, and maybe wrap this video up because it's probably been going on way too long. All right, well, that's it right there, you guys. This is what we've been up to for the last week. There's 8 cord sitting there, plus a cord and a half of bundle grade down back. That's not bad for a week's worth of work for just the 2 of us. So, I don't know, it's going to sit here, and hopefully this ash will all be ready to go and be able to sell it come January, February. We'll have to do a moisture reading and check it then and see if it'll be good, but hopefully. You never know. But she's got some stacking to do, and I think I'm going to start cutting. But I appreciate you guys watching. We're going to wrap this up and call it a video. So we will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.